Book Report. This is the show about Facebook happenings and events from the past week or so. Now, as you may know, a very popular element of Facebook is the ability to upload photos. In fact, Facebook actually has more user-uploaded photos than Flickr, which Flickr is a site solely devoted to user-uploaded photos, so that's kind of cool. And now you know that. And so, in our first segment tonight, called Photoshop, we are going to take a look at some pictures from Facebook and recreate them. See if we can have some fun with that. So, all the pictures tonight come from the engagement photos of Kelsey Sanders and Chris Clark. Now, their album is called The Future Clarks. That's the name of their photo album, which is a great name for a photo album. And I also think it's an awesome name for a band, don't you think? So if any of you are considering starting a band, I really want you to consider calling it The Future Clarks. Okay. Because that would be a cool name for a band, don't you think? Future Clarks. So here's our first picture of The Future Clarks. You can see the love. And here's our recreation. Dallas is glowing. Alright, next one. This is, oh, they look so nice. Here's The Future Clarks. And here's our recreation. The smiles. There's nowhere else that they would rather be in that moment than right there. They're just love. Alright, next one. It's very casual. They're just hanging out, just chilling. And so are these guys. Just hanging out. Enjoying each other's company. And next one. Go Aggies. Aggie Ring. Yeah. Shot. Very pretty. And our shot is not so pretty. Yeah. So next one. This is the last one. You can feel the love in their eyes. And so here's the next one. Javier is glowing. There's so many things we can say about Javier. And so we'll let it go. We'll let it go. That's good. Alright, that's all for Photoshop. Let's go to the next one. If you have any photos from Photoshop that you would like to recreate, I encourage you to do that and send them to me at warren@huntsvillecoc.com. And maybe they'll be on a future edition of Photoshop. So do that, check it out, do it. Yes. As you know, sometimes Facebook decides that it knows what we want to see better than we do with a little thing called the highlight. And so that brings us to our next segment, which we call Worth the Highlight. Worth the little triangle that it puts in the corner. So these are just some Facebook status updates, images, things like that we thought the book report staff thought were worth a highlight in the past week or so. So the first one comes from Shelby Mama Lover Wiley. This one says, we'll go with spelling. Spelling will be the death of Shelby, I think. Technically. Alright, next one. This one's for Duncan. Duncan says, I took a bite of my Wendy's cheeseburger and discovered that there was no patty in it. So, where's the meat? I have nothing else to add. That's just a good question. Some of you may have seen this picture on Facebook of the giant dog in the back seat. Very glad I don't have to take this dog for walks and pick up its special deposits. So that's good. But it makes you think of other questions too, like where did they buy the dog collar for this dog? How much do you have to feed it? Does it get along with kids? That type of thing. But I think most importantly, the most important question would be, what would it look like for a dog this size to be seen with a monkey riding on its back? I think it would be awesome. I think it would be something like this, but even more awesome. Now imagine the other dog with the monkey, and I think it'd be really great. Last but not least, from Alex Cousins, Huntsville needs more musicians. I agree, and they should be named the Future Clarks. All right. That does it for Worth the Highlight. Now, as you may know, let's look at a few status updates. Now, for me, I know that when I'm going through people's status updates and such, I get very excited when I see that Andrew Ewing has posted a Facebook update. Because you know that it's going to be unpredictable. You have no idea what it's going to be, but it's going to be awesome. So we have our own segment devoted solely to Andrew Ewing's status update. Which is called Ewing Gulf Mime Pine. Okay? Ewing Gulf Mime. Say it in your head. The Mad Cat. You didn't get it? Think about it. Think about it. Don't think about that hard. That looks painful for some reason. Alright, we'll come back to that. Let's go to the first one. Here's what the first one says. The bad news is that time flies. The good news is you're the pilot. I like it, but I don't know that I agree, because I think I'd be a really bad pilot. Next one says, help wanted, telepath, you know where to apply. Message received. Got it. All right. Time may be the best teacher, but it ends up killing all of its students. Wow. That's probably because it lets them fly. That's my guess. And last but not least, here we go. So, other than the Papal States only starting with one province, their position as the head of Western Europe in 1400 AD can, with some tweaking, make Europa Universalis game-breakingly easy. Why does Byzantium, with their same position over Eastern Europe, not have the same power? The Orthodox Church didn't believe in excommunication is what I guess to be the problem. Now, the funny thing is, I almost posted the same thing the day before. This close. But Andrew is the only person who you have to have a pronunciation guide to the status updates. I don't know if I said any of those words right, but say it fast enough and it sounds cool. All right, so that does it for you. For those still thinking, you engulf my mind is what it means. Make sense? Okay. Now, for our final segment tonight, sometimes the book report staff sees some things on Facebook that we think deserve a little more investigation, a little looking into. And so our crack staff does some investigative reporting that we call a book report special report. And tonight we're going to do some investigation into this image that we have seen on Facebook. Some of you might have seen this. Have you seen this image? Anybody? This picture? You are a redneck. Yeah. You might know you are a redneck, insinuating that if this is how you grill your meat, then you are a redneck. So this got us to thinking of a couple of questions. First and foremost, this is a pretty creative way, we think, to grill meat. That makes sense. You're being resourceful. So we thought, what are some other creative ways that people of a certain redneck ilk might use? So we researched, and here's what we found. If your grill is shaped like a giant gun and has huge tires, you might be a redneck. I think it's fair to say. The next one, if you use a rusty wheelbarrow to grill meat, I'm pretty sure you are a redneck. This one is good. The chair. Redneck, that's all I can say. It's efficient at least. It says Redneck Girl 3, but I think Redneck Girl number 2. That doesn't look healthy, really. This is my favorite. The only logical thing to do when your stove burner goes out is to plug the iron in. You guys can put some beef on there. Yeah, just probably. We can assume yes. But the nice thing about this is that if you iron your shirt after breakfast, you smell like sausage the rest of the day. And that's just an added bonus. So those are some other creative ways that we saw that people, possibly rednecks, would grill meat. So that led us to another question as well. Well, if there are all these creative ways to grill, what are some other creative things that people have done with or for shopping carts, right? This is another question that we've had. So we researched and we found that there are several things that people have done. First of all, this is what Volkswagen, the car company, did with shopping carts. Okay, so Volkswagen is doing some awesome stuff with carts. Target is also doing some awesome stuff for carts with escalators solely for shopping carts. Now, Target has also been the place for unfortunate things happening with carts, including this guy who found the cart remover and decided to be going to block the entrance to Target. Nobody else thought that would be a good idea. And then we have some people at Target putting carts in the back of a truck. And if you ever do this in the future, close the truck door before you start to drive.
Oh.
Otherwise.
My God.
Oh!
That's pretty cool, right?
They're just scared.
That is.
Yeah, look at this guy. He's like, man, I almost called in sick today. Wrong day to come to work. Oh, that guy wants to run away. He wants to leave so bad. That does it for this edition of Book Report Special Report. And remember, if there's anything you know worth knowing, it's probably because you heard it on Facebook.